and I just wanted to come on really quick just to share some wins with you guys this morning. So I decided today, it's Friday, so it's more like a casual day at work. So I decided that I was gonna try on like my size 8 jeans just for kicks. Just for kicks, I was gonna try them on. You know, I've been able to get in them, but like not comfortably. Let me try them on. And I tried them on today. They fit perfectly. They're actually just a little bit like looser than normal. Really happy, really excited. Took my measurements today, and then those of course confirm that my measurements are coming down. It of course makes me want to just keep going. And even better is, you know, I got on the scale. I'm a person that gets on the scale every day because it's a science experiment to see, okay, like what did I eat yesterday that my body has either retained water or I'm putting on weight. I'm really just keeping track of that every single day. That's my thing. I don't recommend it to everybody, but that just works for me, just to keep me on track. My next goal is to get down to my 2016 weight. This is like really my final goal that I have for my fitness, at least weight-wise. Looking forward to December because I really want to hit my goal in December, but I really am like, wow, like I might be able to do this, and like what would I wear to the Christmas party? I feel really good. I feel really proud of myself. I'm seeing the differences all because I changed my nutrition and giving myself the best tools to win. And for me, it's staying on this whole 30 elimination diet and making it a lifestyle. I may bring back things like beans possibly just to test those out, but I haven't had beans in forever, and so I really don't miss them anymore. And probably like quinoa, things like that, but everything else I think I'm gonna keep out of my diet. I feel like I'm still trying to flush out alcohol from the wedding. Been drinking a lot of water. Yesterday I was super thirsty and I couldn't figure out why, but I think that's the area that I'm really struggling is with drinking water. Anyways, that is my update for Friday. Hey guys, so I am just doing a quick check-in. It is Saturday. I was in the mood for some green juice, so I decided that I was gonna actually treat myself to some green juice from Nectar Bar. And I have like this little like sore throat moment going on. I don't know why, because I eat like oranges and stuff, and so I think it's probably a little bit of like my sinuses. Just wanted to just get a little extra something. And also I'm trying to rebalance my belly after being on antibiotics for 2 months. I just thought I need to figure something out. I also ordered groceries, and then I thought to myself, gosh, like I haven't done like an actual like grocery kind of sharing moment with you guys about what I'm buying and what exactly am I eating. One of the things I do regret not getting from the grocery store is Brussels sprouts, because I haven't had Brussels sprouts in a while. But I thought, okay, like let's do some veggies and then some of my favorite fruits. I got salmon this time. I already have chicken from last week, and like potato ghee I use a lot, so I got some more of that, some nuts. I think that's pretty much it, and then some fruit and things like that. So I'm gonna be heading down to the grocery store as well. The weather has been like so good this week. The past couple of nights too, it's just been getting nice and cool. Definitely feels like fall right now, and it's just been like crisp. You walk outside of your house and it's like sunny and just like slightly warm but not too warm, and it's just like the perfect little breeze. I feel really good. I'm thinking about tomorrow heading to the pumpkin patch. I think we're gonna see how I feel about that. If not this weekend, I'm gonna go next weekend because I want to get a pumpkin before it gets too crazy in October, and I love it. And I didn't go last year and I regret it. Of course, I'm gonna go cycling after church tonight, so I'm gonna get that in. I'm really trying to get my legs toned and back in shape. That's super important to me. Definitely need to work on my cardio. So I think that's really what I'm gonna do today, and I need to also do some cleaning and organizing in my room because it gets a little crazy during the week. I try to straighten up every night when I get home, but I just need to like vacuum and wipe things down as usual. It helps me. It helps me not be crazy and feel anxious. I would love to know what you guys like. What is your weekend, Saturday reset mode? That's what I do. It's always just getting reorganized, food prep, and really taking care of myself spiritually as well as just relaxing. It's just good like not to have to like think about doing things. I'm thinking about doing things for myself, so that's different than like work. I got on the scale this morning and I am back down into the 150s, which is great. I'm happy about that. So I'm thinking I'm going to stick to what I've been doing the past couple of weeks, which has just been eating my protein during the day, eating vegetables at night, and that's been working for me. I feel better, I'm able to go to sleep. I'm not having so much acid reflux. I am getting acid reflux, and I know it's because I've been eating a lot of citrus recently, so I need to kind of cut back on that. I've been really being intentional about eating my salads, especially at work, and I just keep telling myself, you're gonna like it. You need to love this. You're good for your body. Being on antibiotics for 2 months to fight off this staph infection, my belly is just not right. It doesn't feel normal, my normal self, and that's why I'm gonna get like a detox drink right now. I was craving acai bowl, but I have acai at home, and at Nectar Bar I used to get their acai all the time, but it's hella expensive. I spent so much money there, and I'm like, I don't have money for this crap right now to be watching my budget. So this is like the first like treat other than like a green tea that I've had in a really long time. Okay, so I got my green juice. I'm just feeling wonky. So cheers, everybody. Yep. Yeah, I always get a splash of like orange juice. Everything they have here, they make from scratch. And I'm like, oh, I really wanted an acai bowl, but I'm gonna make that once I go home because I have some unsweetened acai. One thing that I did want to talk about today is just about what I've learned about my overall health. Created a whole team around me for my health. Lined up all of these doctor's appointments, things that I've said in the past that I really wanted to do. Finding a chiropractor, going to a dermatologist. I still need to make my appointment to go see the surgeon for my scalp. And then I also need to just go get my colonoscopy done so I can just make sure everything is still on the up and up for my last appointment about 10 years ago. So I think my number one thing is just realizing that no matter where you are in your fitness journey, even if you haven't started, even though it seems like super scary, or that, you know, if you have a ton of weight on you that you just don't even know where to start, you can't go wrong with just starting. And then number two is just getting people around you to support you. If your family is supportive, great. If you have friends that could be supportive to your journey, fine. But really getting in a community that can meet you where you're at. You might need to find a trainer or a nutritionist, especially, I would say, number one best thing that you can ever do for yourself is just change the way you eat, period. That can start small from just saying, I'm not gonna get takeout anymore, and I'm just gonna eat at home and cook all of my food and bring my food to work and be super intentional about that every single day. Start there. And then slowly start adding movement to your life. Number one, I would say number one thing before I take it all back. Number one thing you should do if you're thinking about going through a fitness journey is number one is that you need to develop a team of doctors around you, and you need to get their advice. And even if it could be just a regular like Western type doctor, or it could be, you know, a natural doctor or whatever, you need to get a team around you. So this is what I did when I decided, you know what, enough's enough. I have way too much weight on me. It's not healthy. And I was getting my labs done, and my doctor's like, you need to take control of your life right now and get this weight off because it's killing you. I know some people might be like, oh, that's super dramatic. But for me, being my height, I'm 5'2", and being at 200 pounds, like that was just really putting a whole strain on my heart. And my doctor's like, you're too young to be going through this, and really you should be at like the optimal health of your life right now and basically get it together. So that's what I did. So I started with my primary doctor and basically telling her, okay, like this is what I'm really concerned about. My number one thing was diabetes. I wanted to make sure that my blood sugars were always at a healthy level. So that's the one thing that I always track, and do blood work quarterly just to keep on track of where I'm at. That's a gauge. Another gauge is also just checking my kidney function. That's something I've kind of struggled with. And a lot of that for me personally is just staying hydrated. Having another team of doctors. So then I got a chiropractor because I have some joint stuff going on with my hip and my lower back and my lats, and just kind of keeping myself in that level. So now I'm at a point now where I got worked on so well by my chiropractor that now all I have to do is I just can go in every now and then if I'm starting to get like stiff or have pain. I just call him like, okay, I need to come in, basically for maintenance. And he was like, that's the whole point of going to a chiropractor, not to have to come every week to get adjusted or every other week, is basically to get your body healthy to where you don't have to come in all the time. So So it is Sunday, leaving cold plunge class, and I wanted to finish up a video. I'm trying to get out of the parking lot because everyone has their cars on, but I'm not sure if they're like actually leaving, like me. Oh, of course, this guy has been sitting here forever. I've been waiting for him to back out, and then now he's like, oh, I'm gonna back out with you. Anyways, I wanted to get back to what I was talking about on my last clip. I was talking about having a team of people to support you in your health and wellness journey. For me, another big thing, which is everything, as I mentioned, is nutrition. Like, you have to eat well. What does eating well mean? Basically, if it's not from the earth and it's not from an animal that's walking around freely and not being pumped with a bunch of chemicals in them, then that's something you shouldn't be eating. One rule of thumb that I've learned, and I learned a lot through I've tried a lot of different diets and stuff, and I feel like the one that works really well for me is always Whole30. Whole30 is not supposed to be a long-term thing, but what I've found, at least the couple times that I've done it, is that every single time that I strip all the stuff that I eat in my diet out, my body just responds. It responds well. There's a lot of things I'm not going to be adding back into my diet. I haven't had like real butter in more than a year, I think. I've just been using like ghee or no butter at all. I do have my favorites, like ice cream. I love ice cream, right? But my belly doesn't like ice cream. Eating hamburgers, like I was driving by Jack in the Box yesterday, and I was just thinking about all the many times that I would have takeout like every single day and eat hamburgers or chicken sandwiches. I was doing that like a couple times a week, not really even thinking about it in my early 20s. I didn't really know the harm it was doing to my body until I got really sick, and I ended up going and having a colonoscopy, and before that I was throwing up. I had a lot of stress and stuff going on. A couple times where I just kept like almost getting like the stomach flu, and I really didn't understand it. So I finally got diagnosed with GERD, which a lot of people have. I ended up getting a colonoscopy, and lo and behold, I ended up having a polyp already developing, and my gastroenterologist is like, you're way too young to already have stuff going on. So that was a clue. Did I clean up my diet completely once I talked to them about it? No, I regret that. So I'm taking I just need to call. They're only open Monday through Thursday to get in and have my colonoscopy to be looked at again, just to make sure that there's nothing else growing so we can get it out. What I've learned, and especially with being around this community of like healthy, focused people with wellness, is that essentially cold plunging, a lot of people pay a lot of attention to what they're putting into their bodies, not eating processed foods. I don't crave foods as much. When I would eat like a hamburger and fries, I could eat a hamburger and fries and be hungry like 2 hours later, and then I'd want to eat something else. And then of course there's a lot of things that have a lot of sugar in it. Basically almost everything that's processed has a form of sugar in it. What the Whole30 has taught me is just to read the labels, and basically if you don't know what that ingredient is, then you probably shouldn't be putting that in your body. Now that I'm getting older and I want to keep my body feeling like I'm in my early 20s, and right now I'm feeling really, really good. So I'm really excited to find out like what happens when I like get back to my goal weight. I'm gonna be feeling amazing. I just really can't wait for that. And also I'm just trying to preserve my body. I just learned so much from reading that Whole30 book. It gives you like a list of like diseases and illnesses that are linked to inflammation. And I know for me personally, I am a prime example of what happens to you when you eat the wrong food. I just happened to learn that. I can only imagine what would happen if I wouldn't have checked it, if I wouldn't have gotten sick. I would have went on another 10 years with a polyp developing, which would have been another 20 years. And then who knows, making sure that I'm just staying in tip-top shape. Everyone who's having problems with losing weight in any level, whether it's 10 pounds or 300 pounds, it's your diet. And that's something that I just had to get over myself and stop making excuses. What I'm putting in my body doesn't like it. And my body responds to fighting that off with what I'm putting in my body with inflammation. Another myth, that just because you're getting older doesn't mean that you can't lose weight. So I kind of have this reoccurring theme in my head that, oh, it's because I'm 40, I'm not able to get this weight off, and blah, blah, blah. In hindsight, I look back and I'm like, well, if I wasn't eating A, B, and C, if I wasn't going to Starbucks and getting like a little sweet treat that's highly processed and with a lot of sugar, I would be better off. I thought I was eating pretty good. Stripped all of that stuff out, like immediately my body responded. Tuesday. I'm just getting in my second walk of the day. I got 20 minutes a little bit ago, and I did it like 5 o'clock, 5:30, and I'm heading out early to get my walk in before sunset. So make sure that you guys are keeping your body active, even if you have to break it up throughout the day to get up for like 10 minutes and move your body. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.